Hey everyone, just another quick update for you. So when I spoke to you last, we didn't know what was going on in terms of the government giving us financial assistance while we're closed, because we're still closed and will be until at least the start of December. And last night I got the information from the local authority on what the package looked like. And disappointed is not the word. And the financial package is looking at being between £1,300 and £2,000 for the month we're closed. And the council hasn't started rolling that out yet. The application process isn't open. So it's not great news all round. In best case scenario, we haven't quite got half of the rent paid. And best case scenario with that is the landlord might let us defer that for a future date, but we're still accruing debt just for being closed. Because being closed feels like the right thing to do. We're not looking for loopholes. We're not trying to find ways that we can do business which isn't in the public interest. So we're just closed because they've told us to close. But trying to do the right thing is what we're trying to do here, which brings me on to another story. So I thought I'd share with you another one about doing a good thing, doing the right thing, and it really paying off. A lot of you will only know me as a coach who runs the academy, but actually I do lots of different things. One of the things I do is I choreograph action sequences for film and theatre, and I've done that for a lot of years. And I've travelled all over the world, and I've worked on award-winning shows. There's a show that I worked on last year in 2019 that won an Olivier Award. It was Porgy and Bess at the Coliseum Theatre in London. I travelled to Amsterdam with that and did that with the Dutch National Opera as well. It's an amazing show to work on. And I ended up standing on stage receiving a bunch of flowers to a standing ovation of a full auditorium of like 1,200 people. It's an amazing moment in my life. And I've worked with stars in the West End, and Carousel and Sunset Boulevard, and I worked on Chess, and I worked on Sweeney Todd. It's been an amazing ride. And I've always been involved in performance, I've always been involved in that sort of thing, but I thought I'd let you know how I got those big jobs in the first place. So it was 2007, and we'd done Britain's Got Talent, and we got through to the semi-finals of that. And there were lots of people phoning up or emailing and asking us to do various things. And I travelled all around the world doing silly things and jumping off this, and it was an amazing year. And it was around then that I got into coaching, because someone said, hey, that jumping around thing you do, can you coach other people to do that? And I'm like, I guess so. And this was 13 years ago. And so I'd been contacted by a big London drama school asking if I could teach their performance students some of the skills that we've got and talk to them about getting involved in the industry and doing physical performance work. And I had to go for an interview, because it was a proper job. I had to go for an interview. And I turned up a little early, as I usually do with these things. And there was a cafe on site, and I've gone to go into the cafe to get some breakfast before my interview. And there's a man behind me, and I held the door open for him and let him through, and he said, "Thank you, young man," and we went. About half an hour later, I walk into the interview room, and who's interviewing me but the man I held the door open for? And he said, "I know you. You're the young man who held the door open for me." And it started the interview on a brilliant note, because there was already a positive air in the room. And I got the job before we'd even had a long conversation. It was more about when can you start rather than what can you bring. So without even finding out what it is that I do, just from holding the door open for a man, I'd got this great job at this big London drama school, which then opened me up to this world of the theatre, which I hadn't necessarily been involved in too much previously. Because that same man who I held the door open for was asked to work on a production of Tosca for the English National Opera. And he couldn't make it to the rehearsal dates, and he said, "Could I help teach this performer how to fall and land safely?" And I went, "Yeah, that's kind of what I do." So I went in, and for 4 weeks I worked with an opera star and taught her how to fall and land safely, and we went through all of the progression, started at ground level, and in the end she was jumping off this 3-metre platform onto a prepared area and doing that every night, and it was absolutely fine. It was safe, and she was happy, and I got a name for myself for someone who can make people feel at ease in doing uncomfortable things, because that's what we do. We overcome obstacles and we face our fears, and that's normal to me. So I then continued working for the English National Opera for the last 10 years or so. And I've worked on a number of shows, and I've met some amazing people. I've had some great experiences, just because I held the door open for a man once, because it didn't cost anything to do that, and it's a polite thing to do. So it brings me back to now. We're doing the socially responsible thing. We're closed, regardless of the cost, because I think in the long run, people appreciate businesses that have done the right thing and have tried to do the right thing, and it will pay off in the end. So you guys take care, and sorry if this story's been a little bit long, but I'll see you all soon. Bye.